In the magical land of Eldoria, where the rivers flowed with liquid moonlight and the flowers sang soft little songs at dawn, there stood a very special tree. This was not just any old tree, mind you. It was the Whispering Willow, and its branches, long and silvery green, swept down to the very ground, creating a wonderful secret world underneath. The leaves rustled and chattered all day long, not with the sound of the wind, but with the sound of ancient secrets and happy little chuckles. Life under the willow was always peaceful and full of gentle magic. It was the heart of Eldoria, a safe and cozy home for all who lived there. The Fae folk, with their shimmering wings like dragonfly wings, built their tiny houses among the willow's strong roots. These houses were made of moss and twigs, with little acorn cups for chairs and flower petals for blankets. The Fae folk would spend their days dancing in the dappled sunlight that filtered through the leaves, their laughter tinkling like tiny bells. They were the keepers of the willow's stories, and they listened carefully to its whispers to know when the seasons would change or when a new flower was about to bloom in the meadow. The tree was their friend and their guide, always watching over them with its wise old branches swaying gently above. It wasn't just the Fae who loved the Whispering Willow. The animals of the forest thought it was the best place in the whole of Eldoria. Plump, furry rabbits would snuggle together for naps in the hollows of its trunk, feeling safe from any harm. Wise old owls would perch high up in its boughs, hooting softly to the moon and sharing their wisdom with anyone who cared to listen. Even the shy little field mice would scamper through the grass at its base, gathering fallen seeds and telling each other stories of the big, kind tree that kept them sheltered and warm. The willow was a friend to everyone, big or small. Every evening, as the sun began to set and paint the sky in shades of orange and pink, all the creatures of Eldoria would gather beneath the willow's branches. The Fae would light their glowworm lanterns, casting a soft, warm light all around. The animals would settle down quietly, and the willow would begin to sing its special lullaby. Its leaves would rustle in a gentle rhythm, a song that spoke of starlight and dreams and the quiet magic of the world. It was a song of peace and friendship, and it promised that every new day in Eldoria would be as lovely as the last. One night, something quite unexpected happened. The sky was a beautiful dark velvet, dotted with 1,000 twinkling diamonds, just as it always was. But then one of the tiniest, brightest diamonds seemed to wobble. It blinked once, twice, and then it tumbled right out of the sky. Down, down, down it fell, leaving a little trail of silver dust behind it until it landed with a soft little plop in a bed of moss not far from the Whispering Willow. This was no ordinary stone. It was a little star, and its name was Lumina. And oh, it was terribly sad and frightened. Lumina's light, which had been so bright and cheerful up in the sky, was now just a faint, trembling glow. It missed its family of stars and the big, friendly moon. Down here on the ground, everything was so big and strange and dark. The world felt much too large, and Lumina felt very, very small and terribly alone. A little tear made of pure starlight rolled down its sparkly face and splashed onto a clover leaf. It wanted to go home more than anything, but the sky seemed so very far away now. How could a tiny fallen star ever hope to get back up there? A young Fae named Elara, who had wings the color of twilight, was out gathering morning dew when she saw the faint flickering light. Elara was known throughout Eldoria for her kind heart and her curious nature. She tiptoed closer, her bare feet making no sound on the soft earth. There, huddled in the moss, she saw the little star looking utterly miserable. "Oh, you poor dear thing," she whispered softly so as not to frighten it. "You've fallen, haven't you? You must be ever so lost and scared." Lumina just flickered weakly in reply, too sad to even speak. Elara knew at once that she had to help. It was not in her nature to see any creature in distress and simply fly away. She gently scooped the little star into her hands, which she had cupped together to make a soft little bed. Lumina felt warm and pulsed with a gentle, unhappy rhythm. "Don't you worry," Elara said in her most comforting voice. "I don't know how just yet, but I promise I'll find a way to get you back home to your family in the sky. We have the Whispering Willow, you see. It is very wise and will surely know what to do." True to her word, Elara flew straight to the Whispering Willow, holding Lumina carefully in her hands. She sat at the base of the great tree and told it the whole sad story. The willow listened patiently, its leaves rustling in a thoughtful, gentle way. After a moment of silence, a soft whisper drifted down from the branches, a sound only Elara could understand. It told her that to send a star back to the sky, she would need a magic stronger than any earthly spell. She would need to gather the purest, kindest wishes from the inhabitants of Eldoria and weave them into a thread of hope. Elara thanked the wise old tree and set off on her quest at once. Her first stop was the glittering stream where the water sprites played. These mischievous creatures loved to laugh and splash all day. Elara told them about Lumina, and their laughter softened into sympathy. "We wish for the rivers to always run clear and sing their happy songs," they chirped together, offering Elara a tiny, perfect bubble that shimmered with their wish. Elara caught it carefully in a jar made from a crystal flower, and the first part of her quest was complete. She had a wish full of joy and clarity. Next, Elara flew deep into the woods, to the grand oak tree where the wisest owl in Eldoria lived. The old owl blinked its large golden eyes as Elara explained her mission. It hooted softly, a sound full of ancient knowledge. "My wish," it said in a low, rumbling voice, "is for all creatures to find wisdom and see the truth, even in the darkest of nights." As it spoke, a single, soft feather floated down. It glowed with a gentle, steady light, carrying the owl's heartfelt wish for understanding. Elara took the feather with a grateful nod, adding its steady warmth to her growing collection of hopes. Her final journey took her to the busy workshops under the hills where the gnomes lived. The gnomes were master builders and craftsmen with long white beards and kindly wrinkled faces. They were hammering tiny silver bells when Elara arrived. After hearing of Lumina's plight, the chief gnome stroked his beard thoughtfully. "We wish for all things to be built with care and to last for a long, long time," he declared. He then handed Elara a tiny, perfectly formed silver nail, which shone with the gnome's wish for strength and resilience. Elara now had everything she needed to help the little lost star. With her precious collection of wishes, the sprite's shimmering bubble, the owl's glowing feather, and the gnome's shining nail, Elara returned to the quiet clearing beneath the whispering willow. She sat down and laid the treasures out on a large, flat leaf. The willow's branches swayed above, seeming to hum a gentle, encouraging song. Following the tree's whispered instructions, Elara began her magical work. She took the bubble of joy, the feather of wisdom, and the nail of strength, and with her nimble fey fingers she began to weave them together. It was a difficult and delicate task indeed. As she worked, a magical thing began to happen. The wishes did not break or fall apart. Instead, they melted into one another, forming a single, shimmering thread. The thread glowed with a light that was both joyful and wise, strong and beautiful. It grew longer and longer as Elara wove, spinning itself into a small, sparkling tapestry. It looked like a piece of the night sky itself, full of twinkling lights and deep, soft colors. Lumina, who had been watching from its bed of moss, began to glow a little brighter, feeling the hope that was being woven just for it. When the tapestry was complete, Elara gently placed Lumina in the center of it. The little star snuggled into the soft, magical threads and felt a wonderful sense of peace wash over it. Now came the final, most important part. Elara took one corner of the wish tapestry and with all her might she tossed it up towards the dark velvet sky. Instead of falling back down, the tapestry floated upwards like a kite caught on a magical breeze. It sailed higher and higher, carrying its precious passenger safely towards its home among the other stars. Lumina looked down one last time and twinkled a bright, happy thank you to Elara and all of Eldoria. Then, with a final little shimmer, it took its place back in the sky, shining more brightly than ever before. From that day on, the Whispering Willow's evening song had a new verse, a verse about the kindness of a fae and the journey of a lost star. And every time a creature in Eldoria made a pure, selfless wish, a new star would seem to twinkle just a little bit brighter in the night sky. A beautiful reminder of the magic of helping a friend in need.